So here we have a story highlighting the most ridiculous scandal/non-scandal in America. A biology professor at Arizona State University started off a PowerPoint presentation titled Evolution versus Creationism with one of those standard evolution pictures on one side, you know, the one that we all know where it's like the monkey slowly becomes the human and you see it walking or whatever. And on the other side, there was a picture of Jesus with lightning bolts coming out of his hand. Like magic. I think it said magic there. So that's it. That's the scandal. I just laid it out to you. I just explained it to you. Now, I'm actually mad for a totally different reason. I think it's bullshit to set this up as if it's a debate in the first place, because you're giving the misimpression that this is a 50-50 question and a 50-50 conversation, as if, well, some people say evolution, other people say creationism. And that's not the case. You're a biology professor. You're a science teacher. We know, scientifically speaking, one of those is true, and the other one is totally made up, and it's religious. So that's what I'm angry about. But no, people are angry because the Jesus picture had the lightning bolts, and it said magic. People are like, oh, you are disrespecting the sincerely held beliefs of so many of the students. You need to apologize and step down. So let me go ahead and give you some of the responses from the students so you can see just how stupid some college kids are today. One says, quote, liberal scum certainly exists on this campus. While I personally support the drawing on the left, meaning the evolution drawing, yeah, I'm sure, I think it's wrong and unethical for professors to shame those who believe differently. Another person says, quote, I dealt with nearly the same kind of crap my freshman year at ASU, and the professor did her best to humiliate anybody who disagreed. Okay. Here's the bottom line that I need these dunces to understand. Math and science is not a matter of opinion. If you disagree with the Pythagorean theorem, for example, or if you disagree with gravity, you are just wrong, and you need to sit down, shut up, and listen, and learn, and understand it. This isn't a co-equal partnership between the teacher and your ignorant ass. It's the teacher explaining the reality of the world to you and telling you stuff that you don't know and he/she does know. And the same goes for evolution. It's not an open question. It's not like, well, my daddy and my mommy told me that if I don't want to believe in it, I don't have to believe in it. That's right. If you don't want to believe in it, you don't have to believe in it. But that's like not believing in gravity. That's like not believing that 2 + 2 = 4. Evolution has been proven. People go, yeah, but it's only a theory, man. Yeah, but that means you have a fundamental ignorance of what the word theory means in scientific terms. Because if it was really just a theory the way we use it in casual conversation, that would mean it's a hypothesis in scientific terms. A theory in scientific terms is as close to a fact as you can get. It's basically certainty that this thing is true. So I'm so angry because the students are emboldened in their stupidity. Like, no, if I want to believe something different, I could believe it different. But that doesn't mean the science teacher has to teach your bullshit and give it equal time. That's like saying, well, some people believe reproduction leads to babies. Other people believe it's the stork. I'll have you make up your own mind. No, a teacher needs to say, this other one is a myth and a fairy tale, and it's stupid, and you're stupid if you believe it, and reproduction is the real thing. Any fucking questions? I don't know why I'm more mad than I thought I'd be discussing this. But here's my favorite dunce boy. I saved it for the last here. Quote, never mind the fact that our founding fathers were highly religious and God-fearing. Already wrong. Nonetheless, he continues, ignore the fact that all the delegates at the Philadelphia Convention believed in creationism and that the second sentence of the Declaration of Independence describes the unalienable rights endowed to men by their creator. Instead of ridiculing the absurdity of Christianity, perhaps Professor Bang should learn a little more about the U.S. Constitution, read the Federalist Papers, or take a religion class. At the very least, he could cite a verse from Genesis in his next presentation. Oh my God. Oh my God, the stupidity is pouring out of every orifice of this sad, sad human being. No, everything you said there was ignorant and stupid. Everything is incorrect. You're going to bring up the Founding Fathers and act like they believe in creationism, and if they were around today, they would be at the Creation Museum in Kentucky. Yeah, I swear, that's what they believed. Really, maybe you should read what the Founding Fathers said. It was Thomas Jefferson who literally came up with the phrase, a separation of church and state. You do know that many of the Founding Fathers were deists. Deists, to keep it real, were basically the atheists of their time. Okay, you know what a deist is? It's somebody who says, yeah, I guess there's a God, I guess I believe in a God, but not a personal God who, like, reads our thoughts and gives a shit about us. Maybe there was some God that, like, created everything and then was done. Yeah, that's the rational position of the day, for sure, at a time when science was barely there at all or totally in its infancy. So we're dealing with liberal radicals of their time. They wouldn't be... this guy acts like the Founding Fathers are all Rick Santorum. And it's not true. He goes, read the Constitution and you'll see that they believe in creationism and religion. Really? Did you read the Constitution? How many times does it reference God? 0. How many times does it reference the Bible? Donut. How many times does it reference Jesus? Donut. And how many times does it reference religion? 1. To say we shall not establish one. To say that the government needs to be neutral on issues of religion, and you cannot have a state religion in the United States of America. You cannot have a religious test for office. So again, everything he's saying is exactly wrong and exactly backwards. And he acts like, you know what it is? You know what gets me so fired up? It's people who are arrogantly wrong. Like, it's one thing to be wrong and be humble about it. Like, I have a lot of friends who don't follow politics much and, you know, they don't care much. But when they have a conversation, they understand that they don't necessarily know much, and they let you know, and they're humble. And the most intellectually honest thing anybody can say is, I don't know. Well, I don't know about that. You know, explain that to me. Okay, that's interesting. I'll tell you about something I know. You tell me about something you know, because I don't know about X. But when somebody doesn't know, but they're arrogant as if they do know, oh, that's an extra level of stupidity that I can't forgive and I can't get over, and it makes me want to absolutely destroy these sons of bitches in 3,012 different ways, because they're not being honest not only to you, but they're not being honest to themselves. Deep down, they know they're full of shit. Deep down, they know they're dunces. Why? Because you can't know that the Founding Fathers were religious, because they weren't fucking religious. You can't know that the Constitution is religious, because it's not religious. You can't know that creationism should be taught equally alongside evolution in a science class, because it's not fucking science. You're talking about taking the story of Adam and Eve and the world being 6,000 years old and plopping that alongside real science, which took radioactive carbon dating and all this other stuff and figured stuff out the hard way, the empirical way, the fact-finding way, the procedural way. I mean, we live on a world that's 4.54 billion years old, a universe that's 13.9 billion years old, and this idiot comes along and goes, me lucky Adam and Eve, teach it 6,000 years old, and Adam rode a triceratops.